Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about your spiritual identity. Really shifting from societal ideals, society's way of seeing you and yourself, to your spiritual identity, your divine self. This is how I feel I've been learning, we're always learning, to live unconditionally. Regardless of conditions, you get to be you. I'll give you many examples of this in this video. But the key to your fulfillment and your prolonged happiness is being unconditionally you. Watch this video. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button, the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Look, we don't know what's going on with my hair today. We really don't. But we're going to go with it because this video is about being unconditionally you. So, we're just going to flow. Before we move on, though, I want to mention my Patreon link. If you're a patron, I gotta say this wrong. If you're a patron, you will get the notes and the worksheets on this video right after we release it. That is $10 a month. If you are a $20 a month person, you get to email me a question every month on your own journey. It's like coaching over email. So check that out if you're interested. Also, before moving on, because this is happening right now, Emotional Rehab, my 12-week course that goes along with this video, it's all about your true self-identity, shedding the ideals, shedding the societal control, shedding these misinterpretations of self not being enough. This is the course for you. Emotional Rehab. We are rehabilitating you back to the truth of who you are and giving you tools to ground it all the time, consistently being connected to your authentic self. Also healing relationship issues and toxic relationships and patterns you no longer need. This is the course. So Emotional Rehab, we start December 1st. You can do it at your own pace, but it is 12 weeks. So I want to mention that because it might be the last time we actually do it live. We're probably going to switch to demand soon, on demand. So Emotional Rehab, I show up every week for you till the end of the year and beyond, since we're starting in December. Something to think about. What else? Oh, last announcement. Inner Work starts December 7th. What is that? It's a tiny little group of people. It's with my lighting. 5 people or less with me for 8 weeks, 90 minutes a week. It is a deep dive into coaching with a group so that you have support, and we go deep into narcissistic abuse. We go deep into inner child work. We go deep into codependency and love addiction. So if you're interested in that and you can't afford regular coaching, this is a great option, or you just don't want to, you don't want to pay for regular coaching. This is a great option for you. So moving on to this topic. I'm going to tell you guys, I have had many tests in this way over the years. And what I can tell you is I truly believe my consistent connection to who I am, regardless of all the things going on in my world, has been because I've taken my spiritual identity as my truth, as my identity. Most people don't realize this, but we're so stuck in these ideas of who we are based on what society has said. My personal example, at age 7, I'm labeled with attention deficit. I'm given Ritalin for 10 years of my life. In the 80s, I was the only kid in school that was taking Ritalin. I was the only kid in school with this diagnosis. Now it's every kid, and I explain that in my book. By the way, if you want to find out about my book launch, please check the link in the bio for book release. You'll be the first to know. The book is all about this, right? Spiritually sensitive kids being labeled, all of that. But the point is, I was one of the only kids. So my identity became, there's something different about me. There's something wrong with me. There's something disordered with my brain, right? Neurodiversity wasn't a thing back then. So you're the different one. It had a lot of shame come over me, which was weird because I was really involved in a lot of things, sports, music, all of that. But I still carried this weird shame inside, like, oh, if I tell them my secret, this pill I take at lunchtime, I'll be left out. So we'll just keep it a secret. And it was really painful. It really shaped me in ways that ultimately became my purpose, right? that difference to make a difference, my purpose of seeing things differently, my purpose of really re-empowering those things that are different about you to be your gift. But at the time when I was a young child, I suffered with this societal norm that I wasn't. I was not part of the societal norm. So growing up feeling different in a way that people didn't really understand at the time. Now I understand it as attention dial to a higher dimension. We see things in a different way, not right or wrong, bad or good, just different, and usually totally spiritually based, holistic thinkers, right? We have quick minds, but back in the day, if you didn't do things the way that the teachers told you, then you were wrong. Instead of nowadays, the teacher's like, oh, I see your point. Wow, it's kind of genius, right? But for me growing up, it was incredibly difficult to say there's something about me that I can't change. And it's not a good thing in society. So to go through that as a young kid, it makes you feel disconnected from self. And so my journey to wholeness has been reconnecting and totally seeing things in a different way that has brought me extreme joy, to be quite honest with you, and consistent joy. And what that means is going above society to say, you know what, there's a higher order. There's a higher law going on. There's society rules, and then there's universal laws. And so I got really wise and I decided I just want to be me regardless of anyone and what they think. I just want to be me. And this is when I started really lifting up above society's authority into a higher authority that is the universe that designed you. Society is the one that says this is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad. The universe, God, whatever you believe in, that created you says you're perfect for your purpose. Even if your purpose doesn't fit society. Do you think my purpose really fits society? No, it doesn't. I'm going way outside the box. And it's needed. And if you have a difference, you're going to make a difference too if you empower that. So we have to look at the truth. My spiritual identity isn't that I have attention deficit and I'm only a kid on Ritalin at age 7. That was me in the 80s, right? Everyone's on Ritalin now, which is a whole other subject. But back then it was just me. My identity was, oh my God, there's something wrong with me. I have to make up for it, right? My spiritual identity, once I decided society didn't have it right, which a lot of clients ask me, Candace, how did you come to the conclusion that the whole society was wrong about you? And I said, I just started listening to my insights. And as soon as I would listen to my insights, even though no one else understood them, it made me rise. It made me happier. It made me more wise. It made me more free. So I kept listening to my inner guidance, my wise guidance side, over the societal rules and ideals. So I lifted up to something higher. And I said, hey, I know I'm made perfect for my purpose. And as long as I honor my authentic feelings, right, getting ridiculously true to ourselves, being really radically honest, if I'm true to what I feel, I know I'll heal. And that's what I preach, right? Because this is what I do. And so you have to be really real with yourself. If how you feel doesn't fit a societal norm, if what you desire isn't the societal ideal, do it anyway. Because when you're true to yourself, you are in your power. You are empowered. If you're not true to yourself, your power is out there. And that's the conditional living, right? So as soon as I let go of all these conditions and these things, and I was like, I don't care. I just want to believe in me because I felt at one point that if I don't, I'm not going to make it. I just want to do me, be me. That's it. When we die to be who we are, right? And we say, I just want to be me. There is no authority above the truth of you. So you can look at where you guys put your power right now. I have so many clients. I have to be honest, this is a true story. This happened a couple of years ago and I had like a drove of doctors start coming to me. It's so crazy. I still have a bunch of doctors that I coach. And I think it's funny because these doctors, there was like 5 or 6 of them within like a year period that I was coaching, and it was the same story. Majority of them became that so they could feel powerful in society, can feel worthy, can feel like they're doing something right. And I remember thinking 2 of them quit being a doctor. One of them became an artist and one of them became an author. The other one that I'm thinking of right now off the top of my head, she decided to stay being a doctor because she could be the difference that the system needed. She was very heartfelt, and she was very, I'm not saying anything's wrong with doctors. I'm saying with these clients, it wasn't in their heart to do that. And so they were looking at why they did that and why they were unhappy. Because they wanted to feel enough. They wanted to feel that they could reach a certain level. They wanted to feel like do-gooders. And at the end of the day, all of them came and said, I just want to be me. I just want to be authentic. I just want to be whatever it is, if it's enough or not. Well, by the way, your authentic self is always way more than enough. We're always so afraid that it won't be. If you want to stay a doctor, good. Be who you are in that, right? Our career doesn't have to define us. Who we are defines our career, right? So this is the other thing. People are like, oh, who am I? Should I be a dentist? Should I be an author? It's like, no, who you are is who you are, even if you're bagging groceries. You can be a divine being having a human experience. It doesn't matter what you do. It's how you show up and what you're doing. I can be authentic while I'm coaching or grooming my dog or whatever. This is who I am. This is the joy, is regardless of the situation, regardless of the conditions, you get to be you. So I want to encourage you in this video to really look at where you put your power. What do I need to feel confident? And what I want to tell you is, with all that shit going away, right? I lost my home, I lost my job, my marriage broke up. I got to be me anyway. And then rebuild. This is the source, right? The source isn't the shit outside of you that defines you. Why? We don't need things to define us when we know we're enough. When we don't know we're enough, shit defines me. Look where I live, look who I'm married to, look what I do, right? That's the stuff that we give our power to. You can love who you're with and what you do and what you make and all that. Awesome. But you don't want to be dependent on things outside of you for a sense of self. You want to have a sense of self and know that this shit is an extension of my expression of my authentic self. That's the goal. So write it down. What do I define myself as? When people ask me, how do you define yourself? I'm like, well, I enjoy my wisdom. I enjoy sharing my experiences. I love connecting with people, which is why I still coach all the time. I love creating content. I love everything I do is a reflection of me. My job is me. My purpose, my calling is me, right? I love dogs. I have dogs. I love travel. I travel, right? This is who I am. If I were to say, oh, I'm a coach and I'm this, I'm that, interesting. I do these things, but who I am is someone who deeply connects, who does a lot of self-awareness work, who does a lot of inner work, who likes to heal from the root cause, who likes to share and show up for people and just shine. That's fun. So look at how you define yourself. What would happen if those things left you? And how you can empower the real you and feel enough inside, regardless of where you fit, where you don't fit, what society says, doesn't say. Who are you? Who is the divine being having the spiritual experience or having the human experience? Sorry. Who is that? And where did you leave parts of you? Is it in the 5-year-old? Is it in the 11-year-old? Did something happen at 16? Let's grab those parts of you and become whole. You deserve to feel amazing regardless of what is or isn't happening, right? That's the other thing I just want to mention before I go is so many people will say to me, well, this is all happening. It must be a reflection of me. That's someone who's not internally grounded. When shit happens outside of me that I don't like, I don't take it personal because my identity isn't in what's happening, right? Oh, that person's mean to me. There must be something. If that person's mean to me, they're having a bad day. It's a shift in focus, you guys. If I lose a client, I don't say, oh my God, I'm terrible. No, I'll say, wow. Either it's time to move on, they had a misinterpretation, they need something different. It doesn't need to be personal. Oh my God, I'm so bad. I'm saying this because I have a friend who's a coach and she lost a client the other day and she came to me devastated. Did I do something wrong? I'm like, that's not being an empowered coach. Did you do something wrong? Or do you feel like you did all you could do and this person literally just needs more or different than you right now? And she looked at me, she goes, how can you just say that? I'm like, because that's the reality. Don't make it about you. Did you do the best you can do? If you think that that is true and this person needs to move on because you've given them the right foundation, great. Why do you have to make it negative? Why do we have to make things that upset us about us or bad? And if it is about you, learn the lesson and move forward. But we just get stuck on these things because our identity is in all this stuff that happens that makes you so insecure, that makes you so unstable, it makes you so uncertain. Know yourself. Know how you show up. Know how you need to show up differently. Be okay with all of it. Say, I'm just a spiritual being having a human experience. The truth of who I am is here. However I get to express that in the world is a bonus. But when we keep taking our identity from things and standards and opinions, we are literally powerless to the opinions of others, to the situational realities that go on around us. It is not fun. It is not cute. So if you guys want to do a deep dive into this with me and discover your true self and leave behind or integrate the false self, the idealized version of you, so you can actually be happy no matter what, check out Emotional Rehab. Please leave a comment or question if you have one below. Please go find me on TikTok and Instagram. I'm finally on TikTok. And have an amazing week. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.